You are listening to Proof Text, a Glossa House podcast exploring Scripture and all things related to it. New episodes are released daily. For more information, check out glossahouse.com and subscribe to our channels on Spotify and YouTube. Welcome and enjoy.
Hello, welcome to Constituent Marking with Fred Long on Proof Text, and this is Fred Long. I hope that you're enjoying these. We're finishing up chapter 13 of 1 Corinthians with this episode. What a journey we've been on. I mean, that's a lot of verses. Chapter 12, and now all the way through chapter 13, and we'll move on to chapter 14 after this. So here's the last word on this love chapter. You know, these chapters weren't originally demarcated as chapters, but someone in their wisdom, Stephen Langdon, I think it was, assigned these chapters in wisdom. He a lot of them seem to be right on, but others are off. This does seem to be a good sense unit of where to kind of break the discourse, but we should understand that originally these chapter divisions weren't there. We just had the Greek text, and there was continuous script, although there were some gapping and some word things and sometimes paragraphing too, but we'd have to look at the ancient manuscripts for that. But this is indeed the end of chapter 13 in our marked English and modern Bibles. All right, so chapter 13, verse 13, nunide, meni, pistis, elpis, agape. All right, so let's just mark that first part of 13a. Nuni is an adverb. I put a dotted circle around that, a dash circle. De, I put a box around it. New development, but now, or moreover. I think moreover probably works here better. Now, moreover, many single underline from meno, present active indicative, third singular. Now remains pistis, elpis, agape. These are all single underlined, and you're forming a list here. There's a list of three things, 1, 2, 3. Notice that there's no ke that you can find sometimes in lists to kind of connect things. You don't see that here. There's no ke connecting these. And there's something kind of interesting too. Grammatically, there's a bit of a mismatch because this verb is third singular, but then pistis, elpis, and agape is they're together collectively they're third plural. But Paul is not stressing their distinctness, which if he would have added a ke between them. No, he's not doing that. He is stressing their unity in a sense. Pistis, elpis, and agape remain. Faith, hope, and love. Faithfulness, hope, and love remain. So altogether, this would be moreover now, and nuni is that little e is a little bit of a marker of transition, culmination, a little bit of stress there on it. Rather than just new, it's nuni de. So moreover now, faith, hope, and love remain. And then at the end, you have tatria tavta. This is an appositional statement. Tatria, the three, these. These are the three, these three. So, here maybe is a little bit of why the verb is third singular is because these three are treated together as neuter, plural. So if you look at tatria tavta, this is neuter. This is neuter, plural. And so these three items, even though pistis, elpis, and agape are feminine in gender, Paul is treating them appositionally as neuter plural. And we know that neuter plural verbs take third singular, can and often do take third singular verbs. So neuter plural subjects take third singular verbs. So there's the mystery kind of explained, how that works out, that he has three things listed, then appositionally describes them as these things. These three remain. Midzonde, tuton e agapein. Agape, I should say, agape, e agape. All right, so 13b says this, though. Midzonde toton, a tuton. All right, de marks new development. And here, though, I think there is a bit of a contrast from the context, but midzon. Midzon is from the comparative degree, comparative form of mega. Mega, so it's greater. So mega means great, and this is the comparative form. It means greater. And it is actually a predicate adjective working with the verb, the implied verb emi, or estin here, implied, the subject being e agape, which is single underline. So madzon is a predicate adjective working with the implied verb estin, and the subject is e agape. It has the article. It's a subject. And tuto. What's tuto doing? Well, tuto, I'm going to draw back to midzon. Midzon, by the way, is that ending looks like it agrees. Well, no. The own ending actually is it's a third declension formation of the comparative form of mega. Yeah. So this comparative form takes a genitive of comparison. And so this would be a special use of the genitive. So I'm going to put it into curly braces. Altogether, this would be, but love is greater than these. Greater than these. Now it's interesting that Paul doesn't use what I would have thought is the proper form. Rather than the comparative, why doesn't he use the superlative? And so this is kind of interesting. Megistos. Why doesn't he use megistos, the greatest? He doesn't. So love is the greater of these. So love is the greater. So maybe he doesn't want to overly stress love, because indeed he has said that these three remain. So they're all important, but love is the greater of them, the greater of the three. Yeah. So that's how he ends the chapter. Love is the greater, but faith and hope remain as well as love. Yeah. So love is indeed the context for all of life and relationship. So that we're going to end right there. I want to point you to my new podcast edition inside of Proof Text called On Holy Love. And I'm recording this with my great friend, Pat Holly, a counselor. So if you want to think more about love, if you've not listened to those episodes, make sure you listen to On Holy Love. We're talking about love in Scripture, love in life, love in relationships. And love is the greater of these things. All right. Well, thank you for listening, and hope you continue next time.
Interested in growing your ancient language skills but not sure where to start? Glossa House can help. From illustrated readers and short stories to lexicons and grammars, Glossa House offers a variety of resources for beginning, intermediate, and experienced ancient language learners. Head to glossahouse.com today. Glossa House, language resources for the global community.